right, folks, something new, something new. I just wanted to really just have a conversation with you guys. Have you noticed, I'm sure you've heard the term clown world? Like the world we're living in now is so crazy that it's almost like we're in a movie, like some kind of crazy dark comedy that Hollywood wrote. And I mean, you could see it in the movies. They are either advertising and projecting, through what's it called? Well, programming, right? TV programming, but propaganda and just basically brainwashing people into believing things that they know that don't sound real or don't sound right. You know, that sense you get, like the timing of certain things, like, oh, now UFOs and aliens are a big deal, and then what was right around that time when it was released. You got to realize there's a bunch of cards that these people are playing, or chess moves they've got, and UFOs was one of them. I knew that. I mean, you guys heard of that game? I got it over there called, well, I have one called Conspiracy Theory. Huh, no joke. But I have another one too called the Illuminati. And I knew much of this stuff before I even knew these games existed, but it's crazy how accurate they are. And Hollywood does the same thing with movies. I mean, they're just telling you what they're already doing or what they're going to do. And some people say it's because the devil has to advertise his moves. And I have never been able to confirm that scripturally, but it does seem that the elite are just puppets of the puppet master Lucifer, is their moves. And then there's also the fact that a lot of these groups, there's not a lot of them, but these groups, some of them are against each other. But it does seem like Freemasons tend to be the one that we all kind of come to. But it's like everything in the world is just like the opposite of reality. Like I said, Hollywood couldn't really script this if they tried, but they've given us huge hints in movies over the last 20 years. Um, but have you not also noticed that when you have to use social services, public services such as the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles or whatever, that it's like a building out of Russia. It's so cold and depersonalized and just so dehumanizing, and the people that work there, my experiences, and it's not exactly region, it seems to be that is what customer service means to them, is they treat you like you're a piece of s. Yeah, I mean, literally, I've had the worst experiences at DMVs, and I see that it has been something that has been going on for longer than just the last few years. It seems to be an accepted demoralization of the public. We accept it, and should not be accepted. This is an easy fix. These buildings are atrocious. But also, have you not noticed that they're not only dehumanizing us, but they're also making our kids, less intelligent. They're dumbing them down, not only with all these core math tricks and just trying to make it even more complicated than it needs to be, but how history is completely fabricated and the facts are manipulated and washed down, and they just don't want people proud of where they grew up. And it's not just in the United States, it's worldwide that the sovereign nations' borders have been dissolved and their nationality and sovereignty has been destroyed, infiltrated, just like we're being infiltrated here. And everybody's starting to see it now. I just hope we're not too late. And that's why I want to share this with you guys. This is a Rapture type channel. And I love the Rapture, and I wish I knew when it was, and no one will ever probably get the date right. And we just hope it's soon, because the world sucks. It really sucks. I mean, it's a beautiful world, and there's still so much beauty and love, and I'm seeing good come out of people because of this. But I also it's drawn sin out of me, anger and unforgiveness. I'm very angry at people, the way they treated each other during this event, and then the how slow people were to wake up, and then those who realized that they really were wrong, uh, have not eaten crow, the egg on the face. They are just refusing to admit they're wrong, and they're doubling down. And it's kind of like the Democrats. I mean, these people, they're devoid of the Holy Spirit. There is nothing there. They cannot discern, or they know, but they're so bought and paid for. They're sold out, or they've been compromised, knowing if they don't go along with the gang that they'll be destroyed or even killed. And that's the world we're in. That's what I mean by clown world. We're being ruled by clowns. There's only a few clowns, and everybody in the world is starting to wake up to realize that the ants outnumber the grasshoppers. Remember that movie, that Disney movie or Pixar movie our kids watched back in the 90s or early 2000s, called Ants, I think it was? That's this, guys. Soros and the Rockefellers and even these Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and folks like that. We are on to them, but they're very hard to get to. And the only way to do it is to start getting involved locally. Do not allow them to infiltrate any further. If they get any further, they're going to be in your house. They're going to be on your porch. And that's where we're at. I mean, with the border, and I want to be careful what I say about it because YouTube's not very friendly to this subject, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and it's becoming a very contentious issue, but people are waking up. Even people who don't have the Holy Spirit, right? I'm seeing atheists and people who don't believe the truth are starting to recognize that maybe the Bible has some prophetic, crystal ball effect or something, because it seems to be getting it correct. Kind of like how everybody's starting to realize that Alex Jones was right. Let me say a little bit about Alex Jones. I never liked him. I thought his delivery was horrible. I thought he was CIA, but I knew he was right on a lot, and I mean a lot. But the thing is I never needed Alex Jones to know most of what he's talked about, because I already knew it through other means, through Christians, believe it or not, Christian pastors, these people that dig deep into the news. But Alex, I listen to him now more than ever, because I'm pretty sure that even though there may be some questions about Freemasonry and the CIA or whatnot, I can tell he's on our side. But, Elon Musk, I'm not so sure about. I'm grateful for what's going on right now, but I mean, it's only a matter of minutes before he can lock everybody down. I mean, he could literally control everything with the amount of money he has and the control he has now. He could flip the switch, kind of like the Antichrist, if you think about it. I'm not saying he is, but he has that kind of power, and he's kind of hated by a very small group of people. Most people love him. So the Antichrist is well loved and all this other stuff. But again, I don't want to get into that because, King Charles, Obama, and Elon are the three that really stand out. But there's also the Turkish president and the Greek guy. So who knows? And I don't know if we're here. I've people say, well, the church has to be raptured um, before the Antichrist is revealed, and that might be correct. I don't know. I've read it and I can see it definitely, but I used to think that the seals were in the tribulation during the 7-year tribulation. I used to believe the seals, like the first seal broken, might be the trigger for the beginning of the tribulation, the 7-year tribulation. I'm not so sure anymore. I'm starting to believe that the seals have been unbroken, unsealed. I'm starting to think the seals are kind of the precursor before the actual judgment. Not saying the seals are fun, and they're arguable. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying dogmatically I'm positive. I'm not. I've sensed it for a while, and then I've had some other pastors starting to say stuff about it. because it makes you feel like, oh, pre-trib, well, it has to be. No, it looks like maybe the seals happen first, and then the rapture happens maybe between the end of the seals and the beginning of the next step, which might be, the next judgments, the bowls, and next. Um, but I'm not sure. There's a pastor named Steve something. He's an Asian guy out of Australia. I'll let you know in the comments or the description. But he also says it, and I've known this guy for a long, long, long time, and I'm not 100% sure he's right on everything. But I honestly don't know any Christians out there that are. But there's been many, many good pastors. Chuck Missler. Um, I love Mike Heiser, Dr. Mike Heiser, Dr. Tom Horn. Uh, These were friends of mine. I've met them and interviewed them. Rob Skiba, bless his heart, was a friend of mine right down the road. And I'm not a flat earther. That's kind of why our friendship kind of dissolved over time. I'm not really sure what happened, but he passed away, of course. So Tom Horn's passed away. Chuck Missler's passed away. Michael Heiser, Dr. Michael Heiser's passed away. Chris Putnam has passed away. Russ Dizdar has passed away. These are all men that I've met. In some cases, I have interviewed, and in some they were friends. I miss them. I don't know if it's why it's happening. If it's God saying you're finished. I don't need you to do. You've done all I need you to do. Come home as a reward. Or if God is saying, hey, no, you're saying something that is harming. I love these guys, but I agree with almost everything all of them said. Like I said, Rob Skiba's flat earth. If you're a flat earther, please don't be mad at me. I'm not, but I still love you. And I don't have any interest about trying to argue about it because I've been down the road and it doesn't even matter. And if you believe that the shape of the earth matters in salvation, then yeah, you shouldn't probably be watching this video or subscribing. I've had plenty of those, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not going to even get into it, but give me a second here. I wanted to read you Revelation 6, just the first verse here. This is going to be seal 1. And just listen to it a little bit. Think about it. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as if it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see. And behold, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he sat on him with a bow. And a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. Now, the white horse, people have argued who's on it. The bow, it doesn't have an arrow. Those arguments. And then, of course, is it the Antichrist? Was it Jesus? Whatever. Steve, that pastor I'll talk to you later about, mentions that he believed it was the thing that happened that kept us home for 3 years. I could probably go into it in more detail because I think YouTube has finally let go on this subject about the thing that happened. But he believes that might be seal 1, and I can't say I disagree or agree, but I'm sensing that it's the way things are going. Why not, right? Here's seal 2. I didn't say I was going to read seal 2, but it's not long. So this is verse 3, chapter 6, verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. This pastor also believes the second seal has been, the red horse has been unsealed by the Muslim riots from in France, the Muslim immigrants that rioted. He believes that was the red horse, and I can't say I'm positive on it, but he believes that they're spaced out now. The seals, how the tribulation's got a beginning where things aren't so bad, and then the Antichrist becomes well liked. does his stuff, and then 3.5 years into it, the abomination of desolation in supposed new built temple. And then after that, the great tribulation, the last 3.5 years is the bad stuff and the judgment. And that's the way I was taught, and still it could be that way. But bottom line is that, the Antichrist and the 3.5 years, this pastor believes that maybe the seals, which are the first things that happen, are actually set apart by 3.5 years. And if he's right, then it makes sense, and we should be able to know when the next seal should happen in years 2026, I think it is, and then 2029. So, and it also gives us an idea of how God uses these numbers a lot, 7, and how 3.5 is also in Revelation and tribulation. And then, of course, we got Daniel 9:27, which is key to, I think, with just about everything prophetic. But anyway, I didn't want to get really dogmatic on it or anything. I just want to tell you, I do believe the rapture is going to happen soon, but I've also been into the camp of late that I want to prepare as if the rapture wasn't going to happen in my lifetime. Because I really have messed up. I have nothing to give to my children. I had a good start in my career. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I had the thrift savings plan, 401k, mutual funds, a diverse portfolio. I don't even want to tell you how much, because you would wonder how I got into the point where I'm at now. I did nothing wrong with my money. I did not squander it. I did not blow it. I didn't even travel on it hardly at all. I just did stuff like trying to open a business and self-help, stuff like that, and then investments, paying off debt. I am so grateful I got to pay off my student debts, that I had from the 90s, to get my degree in psychology, which again is just another useless degree. It's really does nothing for you at all. I mean, what I did learn is that I know it taught me how to procrastinate. I was very good at procrastinating and writing papers and stuff like that. But college was fun, I'm not going to lie. But it was my degree. If you get a degree in engineering or something like that, if you're working towards a doctor or a lawyer, if you're really, or engineer, like I said, if it's math related or IT or computer related, communications, fiber optics, or if you're in the trades, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, good on you. But if you're doing anything other than a real degree that you're getting in, you'll be doing your degree will be what you will be doing at the job. That's the challenge, because most of the degrees for bachelor degrees don't equal a job. They just equal yeah, you passed the test. Yeah, you can actually, make it to work on time. You can do what you're told. But I don't regret college. I just feel so bad. I really, really, really feel my heart is broken for the kids. I have teenagers now. And my heart is broken for the way things are right now. And some of this is my fault, because I have not ever gotten involved locally. And that's what I've been doing. I have started to get involved locally in the school board and in the church, and also in the district that I'm in, politically. That's what we have to do, guys. I know it's a lot of work, but we have to get things fixed locally. Yes, I want Trump in the White House, and yes, I do believe he will be in there as long as they don't kill him or somehow, some way create a national emergency that denies the election, because these people are cornered, guys. They know that we know. They know the ants know. The grasshoppers are desperate. They're rats. They're cornered. And that scares me. That scares me. So if you are literally not having 30 days, 60 days, 90 days worth of food and water in your house at all times at this time in life, you probably had a booster shot. No, you know what? People who tend to be concerned about their health tend to be still pretty bright. And I feel bad for the people who did get, you know, I do, because there's plenty of people that were good. that did it, but there's also a ton of people that it doesn't even matter. I don't know, the Darwin Award. I believe in God. Did I just hit my mic? Boom. Sorry. I believe in God. I don't believe in evolution as it's taught. I do believe in, I believe that evolutionists and creationists have a lot more in common than they think. And they believe in a lot of the same things. I think it's just the vocabulary and, of course, the age of the earth. I'm one of those people that I was taught that the earth was 6,000 or 7,000 years old. And I'm okay with that because that's a long time. It's pretty old. But in the, reality, it's really young. And, carbon dating is not very good. But after looking at it scientifically, being serious, you have to admit that we know for a fact there's 25,000 years. We can see things and date them accurately at 25,000 years ago. Pretty darn accurate. Now, when it comes to things that are outside of carbon dating, then it takes us into the old millions and billions, and that's where I just don't, I don't know. The Earth looks old. Space looks really old. The planets look old. Uh, there's things that we know the Earth was still here more than 8,000 years ago, so that debunks the young Earth theory. I don't know why they don't get that yet, because they don't realize that sharing that the Earth is 7,000 years old, it does not open the door to this person who is of science. People who that are smart are not going to believe that the Earth is 7,000 years old. I'm sorry. When there's facts, like actual physical facts that it's older than that, then you can't stick with that theory anymore. But you have to think, okay, if God created the earth in 7 days, or everything in 6 days rested on the seventh day, then how did he do it? Is a 1 day to 1,000 years of 1 day to God? Is a 1 day is 1,000 years to him, is 1 day is 1 day is to 1,000 years? You know how that goes. I don't know. I don't know. Do I believe that the pyramids are built by men, the Egyptians? No, I do not. And most people don't anymore. Do I believe that the pyramids were built 4,500 years ago? No, I do not. They're much older than that. And guess what? Most people are starting to realize that too. But I don't know all the other stuff. I don't know how old the earth is. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's just not the young earth. And so, young earthers, God love you, okay? Just get over that. Just because the earth is older than 7,000 to 8,000 years old doesn't mean that the evolution that you believe is what they're teaching does not jive. It doesn't matter. It's like speciation and adaptation and these natural things. We as Christians, creationists, know that God spoke everything into existence as a vibration. And we also know that everything that was created by God already had all of its DNA, its programming already there. It's not like it's gaining new genetic information exactly. I mean, mutations, I get it, right? But these are all natural processes that God created. Do I believe that there's something that crawled out of the primordial soup millions years ago, billions of years ago, and then one cell, and then it got up to dinosaurs and what? No, I don't. So panspermia is the next thing for the scientists, right? Panspermia. Is that it? Panspermia? I don't think so. I think my dog is taking a nap here. Yeah, he's taking a nap. Anyway, guys, this is a totally new thing. Just thought I'd throw out a quick video. I just want to let you know that I do believe we're being distracted, basically. Right now, we're being distracted in this world, this clown world that we're living in. And I also think a lot of it has to do, they're preparing for when the rapture happens. So when the rapture happens, I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if everybody's going to notice it. I don't know if people disappear and their clothes are left here. I don't know if people will go with their clothes. I have no idea how it happens. The movies, I know, are laughable, right? Because that's what every non-believing Christian believes in Hollywood, is that poof, smoke or a light. And I don't know, have no idea. All I know is that, don't you think people will notice? Now, how many Christians are going to be raptured? That's a great question. Uh, Millions, or would it even be a billion? I don't know. But if the rapture is the way I believe it is, and they're raptured, people would notice. And how do they explain it away? And then you got the alien abduction thing, or whatever. It's going to be earth shattering. It's going to be earth shattering. And what if the rapture creates a worldwide EMP? Never thought of that. The whole world goes dark right after we disappear. Um, that would definitely create an event for a new leader to come in and save the world all of a sudden. I'm just saying. But anyway, man, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.